You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
Hey y'all!
Hey,
Hey guys, welcome to the Life Happens podcast. All the people out there in Facebook land, TikTok, Instagram, fan base. Have you guys signed up for fan base yet? No? Do you know what fan base is? We'll talk about that later. But
no.
anyway, everybody out there, hi, welcome to Life Happens podcast. Today, baby, Luna has a most amazing topic for us. I'm so ready to learn, okay? To learn. Title: Your child is not bad. Understanding ADHD and OOD or ODD.
ODD.
ODD. Yeah, interesting. Where is Kim?
Think she's trying to get her stuff together. Can you hear us?
Can you hear CJ? Is Kim frozen or she's confused? Kim looking at age. You know when you put your finger in your mouth like you're trying to.
Oh,
Kim.
life is happening.
Right, and you missing. CJ, you were non-existent today. You don't respond to anything in the group. We nervous. We don't know whether you hear Jesus.
Look. I just got through. Look, like. So, there we go. Let's let's get right. Now, look. So I was kind of sleepish, kind of the whole day because I just came back from Houston. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of, I was in and out. And then y'all was talking about somebody. Y'all was talking about somebody. I ain't gonna drop no name. Y'all was talking about somebody. I was like, okay,
maybe you can drop that name. We don't care. I don't care.
Oh, okay.
Drop
Well,
the
I
name.
ain't want So y'all talking about somebody named Sarah, and I was like, oh, okay. This some work gossip. Let me go ahead and not say too much. Yeah, Sarah.
You
Yeah, we
say the
ain't
government
rocking
name.
with you.
You
Yeah,
say the
Sarah. Yeah,
government
we
name.
ain't.
That's all good.
Yeah, Sarah. Yeah, we ain't rocking with you, Sarah. With your nappy headed ass. Yeah, we ain't rocking with you, Sarah. Yeah, I'm on your ass. I'm sorry, my bad. I don't even know Sarah, but because if y'all don't like her, then I don't like her either. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's a friend. That's a friend.
See,
Right.
we love her with the love of Christ, but we don't like her.
Right.
It's just what that is. Kim, are you still frozen, sweetheart? Or can you hear us? Is everything okay?
I can hear you. My computer was not working, so I am unfortunately on my phone. I'm trying to change my background. It's not working, so everything's like freaking out today. I've been on this trying to get on this for like 30 minutes, but I'm here, so which is really great.
Well, we're glad you're here. Definitely.
Yes.
Yes,
Excited.
yes. Me too.
So you had a lot of interesting things to talk about today. Could we please start talking about them before we get into our topic, please? You, Kim?
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh, yes. So, some of the things that I wanted to talk about was Beyonce because I was so excited that she had won her first album of the year. You know how long she's been in the music business, and for her to finally win something and on a country music album, which was really great. I know a lot of people aren't really excited about it, her winning that. They think a lot of other people deserved it more so than her, but I was very, very, very happy for her.
Me too. And it's Black History Month. So she done got it on Black History Month. She done made history and, during Black History Month.
Listen.
I know.
Yeah.
So what did y'all think about her country album? Did you guys like it? Were you like
Honey,
thrown off by it?
I loved it. I
Or have you
loved
even
it.
heard it?
Yes.
Did you?
I loved it. I loved every bit of it. I think that that just by her being snubbed during the Country Music Awards was very
Oh yeah.
disheartening because she put so much into it, and there are so many. I mean, there are Black country singers out there, and that have been established. And,
Yeah.
I think people just hate, just hate.
I think because it's her. I
Yeah.
think because it's her basically, and she's won all these other things, and she's rich and famous, and they're like, okay, she can't leave anything for us. That's what I was thinking. Well, I hadn't listened to the album except that one song that was trending on TikTok. You hear all the time.
Yeah.
But I didn't listen to the whole album.
Yeah.
CJ, did you listen to her album? Do you listen to Beyonce? You don't look like you listen to Beyonce, but I just thought I'd ask.
No. Hey, what's that song by Beyonce? You know what I'm saying? I'm not giving it no more. Hey, I'm a Beyonce fan. Let's not.
Okay.
Hey, I'm a
But
queen.
you're just man is a Beyonce fan.
Hey, I'm a queen bee. You know what I'm saying? Hey, when she was sick. Hey, when
Don't
she.
say that
Hey,
though.
I'm a Beyonce fan. I'm talking about like that song she had talking about some. Let me sit this. Like I'm a real
No.
like Beyonce.
No.
So
Okay,
what he's saying is he's a part of the Beehive.
I am a part of the Beehive. You damn stupid. I'm their general. I'm their general in command. If they, you know what I'm saying. Now did I listen? Now did I listen? Robbie, you said what you say?
I said, "Oh wow, that's what I said." No.
Oh yeah, I'm a be. Look, I don't look. I'm a man, whatever. But there's like female artists that I listen to. You know what I'm saying? Beyonce is one of my like, bro. I listen to. I don't care what people look. Beyonce, she one of the ones, and she from. You know what I'm saying? She from Houston, so of course we got to. You know what I'm saying? We got a rapper. But I have not heard the country. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big country guy. Obviously, that's just not me. But I'm glad she won it though. I'm glad she
I
won
am
it though.
too.
So
Right.
But a lot of artists cross over. Taylor Swift crossed over from country to pop, and she was embraced.
But she a white girl. Of course, she was embraced.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, if
He
you,
crossed over
if
and
you,
went to country.
yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Most of the time, this they can
Please
go
don't tell me
whatever.
yes.
They can go rap, they can go pop, they can go country, they can go,
Woo-wee.
they
Next,
can
though.
do it, and they're embraced in all aspects of it. But
I mean,
when
I
the
like when artists do that because it shows their versatility. You know what I'm saying? And they're
Absolutely.
just not stuck into one genre.
I really think like people low key hating on sis because it's like obviously Beyonce isn't known to become a country singer. She's a R&B pop singer, and she said, you know what? Let me just dibble and dabble. Let me just see what I do. And she
Right.
fuck around, won a Grammy on y'all behinds. I want to turn up, but I ain't gonna say too much. But you know what I'm saying?
Come with flow.
No, I'm just like low key, like I'm proud of Beyonce. I'm so proud because just like y'all said, she stepped out her lane. And I don't even think, not to say she didn't take it seriously, but she just dibbled and dabbled. She said, let me just see what I do, and then we gonna go from there. And everything Beyonce touch is gold. I'm trying now, I may be a little biased, but I'm queen. I'm queen. Hey, I'm a beehive. You see what I'm saying? So yeah,
Me
shout out
too.
to Beyonce. Yo, like
Yep.
beyond like Destiny Child, like when she,
I'm a
I'm gonna
very
put like
talented
all that.
person.
Hey, wow. Hey.
Say knows.
yeah.
I am breaking up.
And did you read your text message, darling?
I'm sorry,
Oh,
my
oh,
screen
you're on your phone.
is freezing a lot. So I can't hear you guys. Let me get to a better position here so that I
Um,
can actually be able to.
so let's shift gears to the plane crashes. Have you guys been keeping up with it?
Yeah, it's extremely devastating that this has happened. And I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, or I don't want to put any I mean, I know that they're doing all the investigating, and I'm sure that they're going to get a lot of information off of the black boxes and the communication and all that. But it just seems strange to me that these professionals, mind you, are flying at the level that they were flying, and according to the military, they do this on a regular basis for their training, and this happened, and there was a lot of different nationalities on this flight, Russian folks being some of them, and
Hmm.
it just to me, I don't know. I don't want to say the military did this on purpose. Absolutely not. I mean, my God, these
Right.
people lost their life, children lost their
Right.
lives. But there's been so much speculation that you know these apps are now controlling. You know, there's been rumors that TikTok has been able to change your airplane mode and
Really?
while on
Really?
flights. So you know how you turn your phone on airplane mode and everything
Hmm.
shuts down, that they're able to. I don't know how true. I haven't went down the rabbit hole, the black hole of TikTok and everything, but
Hmm.
but what people are saying is that this is just national security issues, that these companies are able, particularly TikTok, able to take control of Americans' telephones and able to disable or enable the um, airplane mode and control airplanes. I mean,
Oh wow.
who's to say? Because unfortunately, with all of these signatures that Trump has been jotting his Donald J. It is really, I mean, he when he before he went into office, he was saying, "Oh, I want to stop the wars. I want to stop wars." But Canada, they don't do nothing to nobody. My God. And then they're saying now, I do know this. The press secretary said, "Hey, Jesus didn't have lights either." Whenever they they because Canada supplies electricity to New York and all these, states up north next to their border.
Mhm.
And Canada said, "Look, y'all gonna put tariffs on us, we're gonna shut your electricity off." And the Secretary of State said, "Well, Donald Trump says Jesus didn't have any lights either."
No. Dang.
And that was a press conference from the little white girl that's now the press secretary or whatever. She said it. Well,
So what
Jesus
do you
didn't have.
so
This getting out of
so
control.
so what do you guys think about tariffs? Are you against putting tariffs on other country? Are you against that?
'Cause everything like the groceries are gonna be off the chain. You wanna pay uh for $20 for eggs for 12 eggs?
Well,
I mean,
tariffs are going to mess up. Where do you think most of the, not only do a lot of auto companies already do business, and
everything
I
is
mean,
going.
have their businesses in Canada, right? They have all their businesses in Canada and Mexico, and they transport all of this stuff. So the auto companies are getting their stuff imported in. Yes, I mean, because of the tax breaks they get from these other. What you got these hearts
I
going?
know, I like the hearts. You
I
trying
I
to
don't
mean,
promote
maybe
know.
because it's February and it's Valentine's
Valentine's
this
Day.
month, and he just wants to show
I
love to his girl.
know.
I
I
That's
guess.
mean,
all it is.
I
hey,
That's
like
all
it.
it is, man. Happy
you kind
Valentine's
of
Day to
threw us
him,
off
man.
because we're like, okay, we love you too. No,
I swear, I'll be doing random stuff and it'll.
it's all right.
See, there we go.
So yes, the tariffs are horrible. It's horrible, not only because, I mean, these companies are going to retaliate against us, and
I
China's
know, but you
already,
think of all the but think about all the money that America will gain from the tariffs. Just America gaining money, just because America is in such a deficit with its with the how much money we're indebted to, and to bring money into this economy by having tariffs, which I don't know why we stopped doing tariffs a long time ago, because it was helping supply America.
yes, but everything is going to go up. Everything is
Right.
going to go up. Whenever that, I mean, who that 25% that these companies are going to have to pay, that are Americans, when we get our stuff imported, is 25% more. And what is that going to do to the consumer? We're going to have to pay 25% more to cover their, expenses. Everything is going to go sky high. Did you see the Dow? My God, it's no wonder people are pulling their money out. They're like, it was down the worst in history today. The Dow was down 600 and some points. I mean, in one day, because once this goes into effect, all these businesses like, shit, give me my money before y'all go and ruin the whole damn country. The shit is going to shit. So I just think it's horrible. I think that, I mean, it's crazy. We're gonna
Right.
be paying.
I
We're
think
gonna
before we get into the whole doomsday and Debbie Downer, I think we need to see how this is going to play out. I think we're all looking at the worst case scenarios and coming from that perspective instead of coming from a different perspective. I think that the perspective of Americans is a Debbie Downer. It's like, oh my God, this is going to happen. And then this is going to happen. This is going to happen.
Absolutely. Yes.
because look, we're in the fuck around and find out situation right now. Don't you think?
Yes.
All
Did
the
you do
all the
it?
people that voted for
I know
Trump,
who.
And
they
find
fucked
out.
around and now they finding out. Oh, is that
Yes.
on here? Okay,
No. Yeah, no.
because if you ain't a look, if you ain't a billionaire, he don't care about you. He's trying to cut down, he's trying to cut off Social Security, he's trying to cut off Medicare, he's trying to cut off Medicaid, he's trying to cut off the food stamps. He's already gotten rid of the Board of Education, the diversity and inclusion. We getting all the disability folks gonna be sitting at home with no job because I mean, look, all of government has gotten fired. He done fired everybody. Anybody that went against him and prosecuted the January 6 folks, he done fired them all of them. Either take a package or you're fired. I mean, you're getting rid of
Listen.
the Board of Education. My God. And then Hot Wheels, Governor Abbott, Hot Wheels just tagging along, just rolling right along, rolling his ass. Yes, we're
You
gonna
so
take away
crazy Hot Wheels.
Hot
So,
Wheels.
guys, we have a question from Instagram, and the question is: can you define tariffs and the short-term and long-term impacts on the macro and micro economies? I say use ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So
You have to
I'm
use
gonna.
chat,
I'm
honey.
sorry you broke up. I didn't. Can you do what now? Can we do what?
No, never mind. Yeah, that was
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, well, never mind. I was gonna give a breakdown, but never mind.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, so okay, so in the basic functions. Now, I haven't went to school in a very long time, but to my knowledge is from tariffs, right? It's tax on imported goods, right? So if
Mhm.
Canada want to sell maple syrup to people in Canada, there's no fee for that because it's already in Canada. But if Canada wanted to sell maple syrup to the United States, like, okay, well, because you bringing this shit in, we gonna have to tax you for it. So how you make up the difference is you increase the price of the good. That's basically what a tariff is. Now he said break it down to a microeconomic and a macroeconomic
Uh
stature.
huh.
you have to raise the prices. That's why these prices of like basic things like eggs that's normally supposed to cost maybe like
$2 and
$5.
something.
What?
$2 for the 12 pack. Look, I do grocery shopping. They used to be $2.97 for the dozen of eggs. They done went up to $6 or $7. And then the 18 pack used to be six, I want to say 667 or something, and now they're 12. And then don't even look at I used to get the 36 pack, the big old box. That's $28 now. And when it used to be, maybe $15. I mean, yeah. But that has to go. I mean, that's another story about the whole bird flu situation. That's the impact on that. And then our farmers, the farmers, a lot of our avocados and all that kind of stuff that comes from Mexico, all our fruits and vegetables and all that, they're going to tax that, which avocados are going to go up tremendously. They're already high as hell, unless you go to the Mexican store. I think they got a hookup.
Yeah.
But
La Michicana. Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. We just have to, like you said, Deborah, just sit around and wait and see what's what. But I'm telling you, as a mother that feeds, 6 people in this house, it is not cheap. I mean, man. I mean,
no, I know you're not even talking about organic food. You're just talking about regular grocery shopping, right? The prices have gone up.
Yeah,
this is
eat a lot.
Like so when it comes to politics and things of that nature, I think both parties, they do a good job pairing it as it's a race, it's a black and white, it's a Hispanic white, it's a I've never believed it that I've never believed it was that it's a rich and poor situation. It's because you have poor white folks. You have rich white folks. They not messing with the trailer trash white folks. They don't care. They like shit. You're not of status. You know what I'm saying? They'll rock with you as long as this is okay. So I remember, this is just me. I remember when I was broke as hell. I ain't gonna lie, I still feel like I'm a little broke as hell, but but I remember when I was broke as hell, and when you broke as hell, all you hear is about the Democrats. They like, hey, and in school they teach you, hey, they gonna try to fight to get more money for y'all broke ass niggas. I'm like, oh, okay, word. You know what I'm saying? We gonna tax the rich because they don't need no more goddamn money and shit. I'm like, okay, yo. Yeah, my black ass making $11.71 at Sam's. I'm like, shit, I can show, but I ain't gonna lie. And that's crazy because, like back in those days, I used to look forward to my tax refund. I'm like, my shit finna be cool, smoother, 12, 15, y'all. I'm finna be in there, you know what I'm saying, turned up. I'm finna be yucked up. But as my pocket, I ain't trying to put my business out there, but as my pocket started increasing, I noticed, I said, damn, I kind of, I'm making a little, hey, my tax return about $100 now. I'm like, shit, I still ain't filed my taxes. I'm like, damn, and then I'm like, damn, I low key, I don't work hard to get the little money I got. Shit, I kind of want to, keep what I got going. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't fuck with y'all broke ass niggas. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, shit, I ain't fuck with y'all broke ass niggas no more. Shit, I done got my money up. But then that's when I realized, I said, whoa, it was never a black and white situation. It's about how much of this you got. Because, and this ain't no stunt to nobody on this call, but to my knowledge, nobody on this call is a millionaire to where kind of you ain't really tweaking on $20 and this, that, and the third. To my knowledge, I ain't trying to downplay none of y'all. If y'all some millionaires on the low, y'all need to DM. Y'all need to let me know something because you know what I'm saying. But but you see how it's affecting us, people that I feel like we're doing right. We're okay, but we're not quite there yet. So that's when I said, it ain't got shit to do with black and white. It's a rich versus poor, but they do a great job doing the when they're trying to see who's all this, that, and the third. They do a good job pinning us. Oh, it's a black and white thing, and we're gonna use the emotion of this, that, and the third. So that's kind of what my son got out. So you know what I'm saying. So that's kind of what I'm starting to notice as I get older. I don't know y'all thoughts on that.
I mean, I totally agree. I believe it's always. I think it's a caste system, just like it is, and I think it's always been about money, power, all of that, influence, all of
Yeah.
that. I mean, it all comes into play when you talk about America. I mean, America's built on capitalism, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, it's just what this country is built on, and it's what this country stands on and believes on. Because you can take a person who is making $11 an hour, and then in 5, 6, 7 years, if they make the right investments, they could be millionaires. I mean, it's just the way America is set up. But
Yeah.
yeah, the more power you got, the more money you have, the more influence you have. And
Definitely.
if you have
Absolutely.
influence, you can change laws. You can, you
Right.
know, you
You
can
can
sit at
be
the big
like,
boys table and make big decisions.
Yeah.
exactly. You can be
Because
like Elon Musk and be part of the treasury.
right,
You
exactly.
know.
I mean, it's like, because you have an influence. Now you can
Mhm.
change things. But when you don't have that, and I think it's so important that we should all strive to be millionaires, to have money so that we can have influence and so that we can influence the economy and we can influence people.
Yeah.
But from where you're sitting making $11 an hour, the only thing you can do is be a Debbie Downer and gripe about the economy.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want to go and I want to influence it. I want to be on Disney's board and decide what Disney is going to put on the air. I want to do that.
Yeah. You.
But yeah,
So yeah.
I would, but Kim, I would say, you know, um, the people that really suffer the most, and I feel, and I'm not trying to make no assumptions. I'm not, so forgive me what I'm about to say. I'm not calling nobody on this call broke. I'm not calling nobody that, but I'm gonna just let you know, if I become a millionaire, I ain't gonna tell y'all shit, but there will be signs. I'm gonna just start buying some bullshit. I'm gonna just start buying. Hey, nigga, hey, oh God, I'm gonna just
Oh
start
my
buying. Hey,
God.
hey, I'm gonna buy a horse and I live in an apartment complex. I'm gonna just start. I'm gonna just start doing some shit.
Oh my
But,
gosh.
what I was getting at was, I was gonna say, there is the people that truly suffer, or like the lower middle class, meaning you're not quite broke, but you make enough to where you'll be okay. But like my mama would say, you're about maybe one accident away from you being, one something bad happens, God forbid, for you to reach that status. So, for example, right, when you're super poor, I'll say, right, you have all these opportunities. You can get food stamps. You can, which I never agree with people abusing the food stamps people, the system, because you got people that generally are poor and they need it, but they got to go through the trials, and they can't quite get it. But you done got your big girl, your big dude job. So now you're not needing that assistance, but because you're like, hey, I don't got used to it, so you have the people that are not as fortunate no more. They're still, using that system. And then when you're making a good amount, they taking a shit ton in taxes. They taking a lot. So that's what I'm saying. Kind of, I feel like everybody on this call, we kind of on like the low, maybe middle, to where it's like, damn, I'm not quite broke, but shit, y'all taking taxes like I'm up here, and I'm not quite there yet. You know what I'm saying? So, well, I ain't gonna lie, me personally, when my money started changing up, that's when my views started changing. I ain't gonna lie, when I had a little bit of cash, I said, shit, man, I ain't getting my money broke ass niggas. I was on some real, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, but that's me personally. I'm just yapping, but that's
No, I
that's me.
understand, because baby, we gotta shift gears. Selena, take it away, please.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go
All
ahead.
right,
No,
Selena, I guess we're going to
look.
start into the topic.
Yes, your child is not bad. Understanding ADHD and ODD.
Yes. I think that I have a few scenarios or stories and situations. But first, I want to say that there are so many parents out there that you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
Um, First of all, when you have these kids, they come out and you have no manual for them. And
Exactly.
each kid, all four of mine are completely different children. They all have different personalities and different, talents, and they're everybody's different, right? And I want to say to those parents out there that are dealing with children that constantly have behavioral issues. Um, One of my friends, her son is grown now. And back when he was in high school, um, they tried to say he had ADHD, and us minority folks, we don't believe in none of that, right? We don't believe they ain't have that back in the day. We don't,
The child be
we don't believe
suffering.
that, and they just suffering in silence, and
Mhm.
they're the ones that the uncles are pissy drunk half the time and self-medicated or on the streets on drugs and this, that, and the other. um but I want to say that if you can catch it when they're young, a lot of people didn't grow up with mental illness in their family. I did. My mom is bipolar, and I grew up with it. So I wanted to understand it. And then I wanted to look for it, or look for any kind of signs in my family. And yes, we can go spiritual, we can go scriptural, generational curses and bloodline issues, and stuff like that. Just like with anything, they, when you go to the doctor, they ask you for your medical history.
Right.
Who has diabetes in your family, who has heart disease, who has this, that, the other, who has, you know, they go through that because a lot of that stuff is hereditary. And just like, diabetics, I look at my father-in-law had diabetes. So of course I keep an eye on my kids, looking for those signs, and I don't want them to have to suffer from that. Now, my little one, she was, I think I mentioned it before, my first last week, that she was diagnosed with ADHD and ODD in the second grade. Now, I knew something was wrong with her from the time she came out of the womb, child, because she would throw fits. She would just throw herself on the ground. She'd be so angry. She got kicked out of daycares. She got kicked out of kindergarten.
Mm.
I mean, who suspends a kindergartner? My baby got suspended.
Now, how
So,
old was she, Selena, when this, like, when you like, okay, this is an issue? When did you realize, like, okay?
well, I realized that there was something wrong even in daycare, but I didn't really know or have the resources to get her the help that she needed, right?
Right. Hmm.
So once she got into kindergarten, she was cutting up, very defiant, which ODD is called Oppositional Defiant Disorder. And basically, what it is they just say whatever is comes to their mind. You think like, dang, you just throw up words. If she sees somebody, oh mama, look at her, she's so fat, just stuff
Oh,
like
wow.
that. When your kids know, you don't say that. My other ones know you respect people, or mom, that's just stupid, I don't understand. Just regurgitate, and not
Right.
wanting to follow directions,
Mm.
fighting, getting extremely angry, and whatever energy you give her, she gives it back to you, that kind of situation. It wasn't until the I want to say the second grade, where I mean, if you as parents are getting calls from your children's school every day, there's not enough spankings that you can do for a child with a chemical imbalance, and that's
Right.
what it is. ADHD, ODD, depression, anxiety, all of these signs, you're going to see them from the teachers. You got to be involved. If you know that your kid talks back to you and argues with you all the time, there's something else going on. It's something
Right.
deeper. Um, and like my friend was telling me, she was like, we just whooped the shit out of him all the time. His ass got beat all the time. And them
That's not
beatings would
funny,
not
but I
work.
mean,
They would not work. They would not work. And the same with Olivia in the beginning, you got kicked out of school, you're getting your ass whooped, whooping her
right.
up and down, belt and everything, whoop, whoop, whoop. It did not work. It will not work.
Right.
And it wasn't until she if you're in the Dallas DISD district, they have a program called the Youth and Family Services, and a lot of schools now really emphasize mental health for
Right.
children, because my God, the amount of children that are committing suicide now is skyrocketed. I don't have the statistics per se right now, but is from back in the day before social media
Mhm.
to now, it is horrible. And the family dynamics, family dynamics have a lot to do with it. If you have parents that are really not involved, or everybody works,
Right.
and some parents are working 2 and 3 jobs, so the kids are raising themselves and the internet is raising them. But if you see these signs, no child, and I always express this, no child, no person, no human wants to be labeled as a bad kid or a
Right.
bad person. Nobody wants to get in trouble all the time. That's not normal. It is not normal. And when Olivia was getting in trouble all the time, I mean, fighting, just bullying, being bullied, um, we had to get her the help that she needed. And medication, I struggled with it for a moment. Should I put her on medicine? Should I not? And medication has helped her tremendously, plus behavioral therapy. And I'm sure most districts have these resources, but if it doesn't, go to your local county mental services. They help. They have, and it's based on your income, because a lot of people can't afford therapy. Therapists
Right. That's
cost a
true.
lot.
Mhm.
And these resources are out there because it's not something you can beat out of them. It's not something you can scream at them.
Right.
It's definitely a chemical imbalance. And there was a big difference and a big change once we understood what ADHD is. She'd run, just run circles around us and throw herself on the ground and be mad because she couldn't get something, or, just throwing fits and talking back to the teachers and not listening to teachers and not wanting to follow direction and not, all of this kind of stuff. And from the studies that I done, because like I said, I have the Irish twins, back to back kids. When I was pregnant with Olivia, I took a lot of Tylenol. They said, oh, you can only take Tylenol. My entire body was like, lady, you just had a baby. How you get pregnant 6 weeks after you just gave birth?
Right.
So my body was like, it was hurting all the time. So I took Tylenol like it was I like they were candy, because that's the only thing that I could take. And
Do you
then
think?
studies have shown that Tylenol has been linked to uh
Oh,
ADHD.
Oh
wow.
wow.
Um
Wow,
Wow.
wow,
Can you
wow.
sue them? Hold on. Can you sue them? Or no?
it you know
Okay.
Studies here say this, studies here say that. I mean,
I
you
don't think
really
you
Maybe.
can
can't.
with different studies, but one one thing I was reading about kids with mental, one thing you can look out for, and which I really thought was odd, and it said kids who have a fear of policemen or some sort of authority figure. And so I remember I was riding in the car with Olivia. She was little. I was taking them. I think I took them to the movies or something, and a policeman was coming up behind us, and Olivia got so afraid. She's like, "Oh, Aunt Deborah, they're gonna pull us over. They're gonna pull us over." And I was like, "You think they're gonna pull us over?" And and she was like, "Yeah." And she was literally afraid of the police
Wow.
officer. And I never thought, when I read the article, I'm like, "Oh, that's one thing I do remember about Olivia when she was little."
Yeah.
So somebody made a comment on Instagram and they said, "Man, I had ADHD. It's normal." I think there's different levels to it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I know my son has ADHD, but he copes with
Mm-hmm.
it. I mean, when he was younger, it wasn't as extreme, but you can tell that he was fidgety. Even now, I can tell. So we gave him a ball, and he would be able to focus if he had something in his hand. He had to be distracted.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, so to your point, you feel it's normal because you found a way to manage it. Some people can't
Yes.
manage it, and then they need the medication or they need different things um, to help them, and it's okay.
Yeah, and that's the part that I was speaking with on the behavioral therapy part of it, because you don't have to take medicine. You do have to watch what you eat, because the
Yes.
food coloring actually, like it's yellow and red. I think it's yellow number 5 and red number 40. Those actually causes triggers
Okay, thank
to
you, Ken.
children with ADHD, like the
Oh
Cheetos,
wow.
all those fruit colors. Because I was reading, and actually it's crazy. You might think it's kind of gross too, but the food coloring that they get red from is a beetle that they actually grind up, and this beetle it's what they put in the food um, for the coloring, and it's
Right.
made from this certain beetle. But there's a lot of things that you can do, like all the fidget spinners, and there's a lot of little if the kid can, if they allow them to sit on a ball and bounce, there's ways that they can use rubber bands. There's a lot of things that will help them focus better, and if you're able to manage it without, that's great. But the reason why Olivia's on medicine for the ADHD and the ODD. It's a combination. Oppositional
Mhm.
Defiant Disorder is a frontal lobe that has not formed properly or is formed slowly,
Mhm.
and it's just what it is. Oppositional Defiant Disorder. They are very defiant, and there's ways that you have to, like, she's on a 504 plan at school, which does accommodations. I have to speak to her teachers. When you're reprimanding her or you're correcting her, you have to do it silently and privately. Otherwise, she will shut down and she will make an outburst, or, she'll be very upset, um, cause disruption. Um, it's a lot. It's a lot. There's so many resources out there through the school system, through your county, that because undiagnosed or unmedicated, or if you're just not doing anything about it and just let them run amok, they are extremely, they're statistically higher to abuse alcohol, and
Mhm.
self-medicate themselves, because they got so much going through their mind. Because the ADHD, it's a attention deficit, right? And so what that means is you constantly have things going through your mind, good or bad. It's like a racing mind all the time, racing thoughts, racing. What if this happened? What's that? What do I do here? What I do there? I got to finish this. I got to do that. They start stuff. They stop stuff. They don't finish stuff. They leave leave stuff out. They forget stuff. You tell them, hey, go do this. And then they're about to do it. And then they, it's like they're all over the place.
I got to read
And
some comments, Selena, because this man said you don't know nothing. But this is what he says. Now, I'm not fighting with anybody today, okay? Okay. I fought for you before, honey. I can't fight again, eh? I'm not, no, I'm joking. Okay, he says, medicine is killing the kids. He said, ADHD is normal. It's just saying that you have high expectations in life and you're different from other people as far as you can reach different heights and different levels. And in the moment at any, I don't know what. Then he says, the doctors are killing them babies. That lady don't know nothing. It's normal. I think people need to understand that maybe it's normal for you, right? Maybe you manage it, and that's okay. You don't have to take medication. Praise God.
Hey, calm that down. Hey, calm that down. Hey, homeboy. Hey, homeboy. I'm gonna defend you right quick. Hey, you need to calm that down. So, hey, to come to our podcast and you talking about some, you don't know what baby girl talking about. We need to calm that down. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it like that before it get real nigga-ish around here. But I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you cook. Go ahead. You got it.
Go ahead, Selena.
So I'd like to respond to that. First of all, I am almost 50.
Yeah.
I am almost 50. And I have dealt with mental illness my entire life. My mother is bipolar 2, manic depressive. Believe me, I've done my studies. And with the ADHD, and I implore this person to go and look at it, because you're doing a disservice if you have somebody, let these little kids do what they want to, that's just them. You are doing a disservice to them because they're not learning in school. They're not focusing in school. You're setting them up for failure.
Yeah.
He had it. I guess you don't have it anymore. I thought it's something you can't. I mean,
no, absolutely, you can grow out of it. You can, because like ADHD is the frontal lobe that has an issue. You can, because the way that Olivia was as a child and the way that she is now, totally different. AB student listens to what I say. It helps her focus. This, because I read an article, it was a vlog of a lady that she was against medicine. Her husband was against medicine. Everybody, they did behavioral therapy. They did all of this. And the psychiatrist said that this will help all of these intrusive thoughts, this overstimulated mind, because they're extremely intelligent, extremely talented. I mean, they hyper focus and they can do anything. Olivia is the most creative child and imagination out of this world. And she the therapist said, you're setting your child up for failure if you don't explore these options. Behavioral therapy is one, in addition to medication. So what got me was this lady said, I finally got to hug a butterfly.
Wow.
She said her son would never sit in her lap, just always running around, this, that, and the other, and, flying around. After a while on his medicine, he laid in her lap, laid on her chest and said, Mama, thank you so much for making all of this stuff stop in my head. A baby said this.
That's powerful.
And she said, I finally got to hug a butterfly, because, butterflies and you can never catch them. And that really opened my eyes to say, okay, let's see. People that say, oh, medicine is killing you, stop taking your damn blood pressure medicine. Let's see what kills you quicker. Stop taking your diabetes medicine. What's going to kill you quicker? Your pancreas not working, or you taking this damn medicine that's helping you, your heart? And Why would you not take care of your brain, your mind, the chemical imbalance that's going on? It's not just, these folks that are like, oh, the doctors are doing this. Well, then stop taking your medicine for your arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis.
Yeah.
Stop the chemotherapy and the going,
Oh
and the
my
Yeah,
goodness.
I
radiation.
like
Oh
that.
no.
Yeah, talk that
I
shit.
Listen,
Yeah.
I knew someone who their child had ADHD, and what she would do, because the medication, I forget what kind of medication it was. This is a long time ago when I was a teenager, but she would put him on the medication when he was in school, like during school. But in the summertime, she would completely take him off the medication. But she said the
Yeah.
reason that she did that, I mean, it was a totally different. I saw the difference in the child from when he was going to school and when he wasn't going to school. But she would take him off because the medication did not let him gain weight. And she,
Yeah.
every summer, that was her goal, is for him to gain weight, because when school started back, he'd have to get back on the medication.
Yeah.
so the guy that's been challenging you said it's gonna take love and prayer, baby.
No, it
Listen,
does. It does take love and prayer. But with
and
the
teaching
love
and
and
guidance and
prayer,
order. I'm sorry, Kim.
but with the
It's a
love and
it's a
prayer
balance.
also comes
Love and
seeking
prayer,
out
guidance,
individuals.
and medication. You can do
Yes.
all of those. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. That's
exactly.
Hey,
when
hey,
no. I get irritated with people because I have been in church situations where they tell you you cannot be depressed, you cannot be anxious because you have the Holy Ghost, and then these pastors are taking their lives because they are embarrassed to speak up and say, "Hey, I am suffering." These things are in place to help us. This is 2025, guys. Who's gonna suffer now? If you can get help, get help. There's nothing wrong with it. To me,
And
this
hey,
is
pray.
not
I have
ignorant that
never
you're suffering.
said,
Mhm.
I
Jesus
pray
Christ,
for my baby every day of my kids, period. I want her to be
period.
set free and never have to take medicine again. I want her to flourish. I want her to do all of that.
Exactly.
Absolutely. I'm seeking God for healing. Who doesn't? But also, come on, common sense. God created these doctors. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
hey,
Mm.
Robbie,
Mhm.
just a quick question. Do you know the other person, like, personally, or like, or no?
Do I know who?
The person that's talking, like the one that's saying the,
No,
like,
they
you
on
know.
my they follow me on Instagram. And I
Okay, but
just
you
feel
don't know them like personal though, right? So, right?
no, even if I did
Oh,
know them
okay.
personally, you can
You're
no,
not
what
going to
you
go
No, I
say,
just
after
want.
them.
No, I just want to make sure, because I
he
didn't want to say
said,
nothing.
hey, I just want to say he said, "What's up, my boy? I got a number." That's what he said.
Nigga, man, I ain't starting shit, man.
Okay,
This
let me
show.
stop.
Yeah,
But the
all
point
right.
is, but honestly,
Now,
Selena, you said some
now,
very valid things because my brother, my parents had my youngest brother. So my birth giver was born in 1939, and my seed giver was born in 1927. Right? These are old people. Okay, yes, CJ, do the math. The math is mathing. I know.
No,
They
wait,
have my
who?
brother. Huh?
Wait, you said your seed giver? Who is
Yeah,
that?
my father. My father was born in 1927, and my mother was born in 1939.
that's what
Right?
she calls them,
I
CJ.
call my mother my birth giver and my father my seed giver. There's a reason behind this, but don't worry about it. Not the time right now.
Okay. I'm sorry. Go
Right?
ahead. Go ahead. Okay. Yes,
So
ma'am.
my
Go ahead.
brother was born and he was bad. He was what Selena described, right? Baby. He was getting beat. He was biting and he was fighting. We were boxing. And then one day he started going to therapy because it was bad, right? Back then they didn't really have therapy, but it was one time where I had to take him like downtown Durban. And this man told me that he was retarded. Today, my brother's a nurse. He wasn't retarded. He had ADHD, which they call back then hyperactivity. That's what they call it. But he suffered. This boy suffered. He repeated the 12th grade twice because he could not focus. But now he smokes weed. I guess that calms him down. I don't know. But but the point
Now,
is you don't have to suffer. You do not
you
have to
don't have to
suffer. There's
suffer.
help out
Now my daughter, when Jessica, she was in Mexico, And she said, and Jessica, I think she had just left after college, so she's like 20 something. And she said, I cannot focus like during the day, and I'm sleepy and I don't know what's wrong. I'm gonna go get tested. I think I have ADHD, or I think I have ADD or something like that. And so she went and got tested and found out that she does have it. And so they did give her, they put her on some medication, but now she's more focused, and you know what I'm saying? I did not realize that she had that as a child, because Jessica was not hyper. Jessica was very a straight
Right.
A student. Jessica was, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Those signs that you normally look for in children, or she wasn't defiant. You know, she wasn't any of that. So I did not know that that was something that she was, you know, she had issues with. But
So,
as an adult, she went and sought it out herself.
so I have another comment. He says that as a kid he was given medication and that it made him sick. So I can understand why he's against medication. You understand? I see why he's so passionate about the medication, because he took medication as a kid and then and he said he asked his mother to take him off of it and he got better. And that's
Well,
great that they work for him.
well,
But
Selena,
hey, but you don't.
didn't you try different medications with
Yeah, I remember
Olivia?
that.
Yes, we had
Yeah.
to we had to change her medication quite a few times, because the first one she would not eat at all. And then when the medicine wore off, she would overeat and throw up. And
Oh, okay.
so we had to we it took us a good year to get her the right medication
Hmm.
that helped her properly and didn't make her into a zombie and all this kind of stuff. She was still her regular self. She just was more focused, she
Hmm.
focused. Oh, even now, I mean, they upped her medicine based on her weight size, and man, her teachers even say everything has just she's doing great. She's doing phenomenal. She's getting more active. She's on the girls flag football program.
Hmm.
Before she wasn't interested in a lot of things. But and we did have to take we did take she was on for the ODD, she was on risperidone, which is an antipsychotic, but she's no longer on that because of the behavioral therapy that we got her in, that teaches her how to cope and how to communicate better, express her feelings. And I mean, therapy helps. If you have a way of not getting on medication and all this kind of stuff,
And
by
that's
by
great.
all means. I mean, i'm
I
i'm
get it.
for medication, I'm for therapy, I'm for whatever works for you. And of course, prayer. God can do anything. God can change things in a moment. And yes, prayer, fasting, I do all of that for my children because I don't want her to suffer. But why would I not want to seek help and explore options of medication?
Of course.
Medication works for me. I have severe anxiety and severe depression. I mean, why would I want to just lay in my bed and cry all the time when there is something out there in medicine that works? And I hear from God. I I hear from God. I have a direct line to the throne, and He hears from me, and y'all know it, and
Right.
just, and it even goes back to when I was, when the doctor said I could never have any more kids, right, Deborah? And you
That's
were
right.
there, like, and we were believing,
Yeah.
and of course I was going to go through the in vitro process, and then, like, the day before our
Sure.
appointment, God
Hmm.
showed up.
God showed up.
God can do anything, and I'm not saying that medicine is the only way. No, I mean, but don't let your children, don't let your young adults that are suffering and that are self-medicating, because believe me, if they're smoking weed, or they're taking pills, or they're trying to
Yeah.
they're drinking alcohol all the time,
Right.
there's a root to that. It's something deeper. There's suffering in silence.
Hmm.
So
right,
that's
and there's no need to suffer, honestly, like nowadays. And guys, I think we're gonna need a part 2 for this because I think we didn't get into it like we needed to. What do you guys think?
hey, I'm
Do you want to do
always
a
for
part
it.
Yeah,
2?
because one thing that I did want to address was one thing I did want Selena to talk about next time is how how it affects communities and how
Okay,
it's looked on in different communities. So I
absolutely.
really
Yeah.
wanted her to touch on that.
So we'll
Yeah.
do part
Yeah,
2
next time.
next week because I think there's a lot of stuff. I think I would like for you to talk about how people can go get help. I like what the guy was saying because I mean he's talking because I don't know if you heard me. I don't, CJ, you weren't here. You stepped out. He was on medication when he was younger, and it
Yeah,
made
I
him.
heard.
And then so I understand his point. He's just a little aggressive and a little disrespectful. You feel
Yeah,
me?
but I ain't like how. You know
You're
what?
right.
I'm gonna
I
wait till
get
we
it.
do the like right. But I'm gonna just wait till we do the final thoughts, and then I'll you know what I'm saying? Because I know we gotta, you know. But I'll let everybody, you know.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this a lot, and thank you for sharing your baby so openly. And she is doing a heck of a job. She's yeah, because I remember you talking about it when we worked it, and you were stressed, child.
Hmm.
You were
Yeah, it's
stressed.
stressful getting phone calls from them damn teachers every day and emails that are 5 paragraphs long about what your kid did wrong today. It's like,
Right. And the first thing we do as Black people and Mexicans, we beat this not out your kid, thinking they're gonna listen, and they're not. Because my brother used to get beat.
yeah,
He did,
yeah.
and he never it didn't get. He never went to medication. I don't know. Like I said, he smokes marijuana, guys, but he's in Africa, so you know he ain't here. But he's calmer. He's actually more mellowed than he.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. But so I really enjoyed the show, Selena. Thank you again so much. And we're gonna continuously when people come and they're trying to throw, knives and stuff, we got you, girl. CJ is going to protect you as you can see.
Hey, wait a minute. Hold on. Hey, before
Hey,
we shut this off, I don't know if we was doing the final thoughts, but I'm gonna go ahead and you know what I'm saying, wrap this up. Like, you know what I'm saying, to Buddy that was I'm sorry, to the gentleman, that was saying, like, oh, you don't know what Shawty talking about. I used to get listen, that's what worked for you. Everybody is
exactly.
different. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to get into my spiel, but my child has, he's a little autistic. So what people are saying, oh, he's okay. I'm gonna do whatever it takes for him to
That's
be
right.
successful. So fuck what you talking about, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow.
You out here saying she don't know what she talking about. Nigga, that shit work for you. Nigga, that shit work for you. It ain't work for it. Obviously it's
Right.
not, it didn't work for her children. So so what I'm supposed to do, let my child just suffer and shit because
That's
nigga,
right.
you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna do this. At the end of the day, it's different strokes for different folks. And because she had a different way, that don't mean she would know what she talking about. So nigga, shut that shit up talking about so you got my number. I don't give a fuck, man. But go ahead, though. I'm sorry, though. I'm a little throwed, man, because you
Okay,
over
I
here
Okay.
think we're going
tweaking.
to end with that.
Right.
Yeah,
Because that
yeah, with
was the
that
final
shit.
thoughts.
Yeah.
And guys, we hear you. We will see you next week. Like and follow us and share and give us some feedback. What do you guys want to hear? What kind of topics do you want to? We have a list of
Back on
topics
this
we talk about,
podcast.
but what
Yeah.
you guys want to hear? So anyway, guys, have an amazing week and we'll see you Monday. Bye.